Important. Datalore terms of service. Important. Read carefully. Version 3.1, effective as of February 5th, 2021. This subscription agreement for Jetbrains Datalore. This agreement contains the terms and conditions that govern your access to and use of the product as defined below, and is agreement between Jetbrains and you or the legal entity you represent. Subscribers identify as defined below. You represent to Jetbrains that you are lawfully able to enter into contracts and are at least 13 years old. If you're entering into this agreement for an entity such as the company you work for, you represent to Jetbrains that you have legal authority to bind that entity. Please see the definitions section for definitions of certain capitalized terms using this agreement. If you do not agree to the terms and conditions of the agreement, you cannot use the Jetbrains product. The product is not intended for use by children under 13. If you are under 13 years old, please do not use the product in any way. Definitions. Documentation means the online documentation for the product accessible on the Jetbrains site as updated from time to time. Force majeure event means any cause beyond Jetbrains' reasonable control, including but not limited to labor disputes or other industrial disturbances, systematic electrical telecommunications, other utility failures, acts of God, earthquakes, storms, other elements of nature, blockages, embargoes, riots, acts or orders of government, acts of terrorism or war. Free subscribers means subscribers that use the product free of charge in accordance with the community subscription plan as presented on the Jetbrains site. GB means a gigabyte of storage space available for Oh, darn it. Well, they should open that in a new tab. Okay, GB is GB means a gigabyte of storage space available for subscriber to use within the product. Hosting service means any server, real or virtual network internet connection infrastructure, hardware and application used by Jetbrains to host the product and or subscriber data. Jetbrains means Jetbrains SRO with its principal place of business at, can't even read that, 1718/10 Prague 1400 and 14,000 Czech Republic, ID number 2650225, entered into the commercial register of the municipal court in Prague, section C, file 86211. Jetbrains site means the websites operated by Jetbrains in particular, but not limited to www.jetbrains.com and https://confluence.jetbrains.net. Minimum requirement has the meaning set forth in section 7 FII. Personal data means any information relating to an identifiable or identifiable natural person. Privacy policy means the Jetbrains privacy policy available at https://www.jetbrains.com/company/privacy.html, which may be updated from time to time. Product means software and or services applicable. Section refers to a section of this agreement unless stated otherwise herein. Service applicable only for hosted, i.e. not on-premises versions of the product, means access to software hosted by Jetbrains on a hosting system and provided to subscriber by Jetbrains via the internet. For the avoidance of doubt, unless agreed otherwise in writing between Jetbrains and subscriber, the service is not produced to the specifications of subscriber nor customized through modification or personalization and is intended for mass use. Software means the Datalore software program is described on the relevant Jetbrains site and documentation. For the avoidance of doubt, unless otherwise agreed in writing between Jetbrains and subscriber, the software is not produced to the specifications of subscriber nor customized through modification or personalization is intended for mass use. Subscriber, alternately you, means the individual company or other legal entity specified in subscriber confirmation exercising rights under this agreement, includes any entity with directly or indirectly controls, is controlled by or is under common control with individual company or other legal entity specified in subscription confirmation. For the purposes of this definition, control means either the direct or indirect ownership of more than 50% of the voting interests of the subject entity, or the possession directly or indirectly of the power to direct or cause the direction of the management or policies of such entity, whether through the ability to exercise voting power by contract or otherwise. Subscriber data means all electronic data, code, or other information created, stored, or submitted by a subscriber via the product, and in the case of the hosted version of the product, stored by Jetbrains on a hosting system, also referred to as hosted subscriber data. Subscriber's data storage limit means the amount of gigabyte the subscriber is allowed to use within the hosted version of the product. Subscription means subscribers' right to use the product in accordance with this agreement and the subscription confirmation. Subscription confirmation means an email message sent by Jetbrains to the subscriber to confirm subscribers' right to use the product, including the product subscription term, subscribers' data storage limit, and any other product parameters and limitations applicable to the chosen subscription plan. Subscription plan means a set of parameters the product is described on the JetBrains site and in subscription confirmation. The parameters may include but are not limited to the number of gigabytes a subscriber may use, the number of concurrent instances and their performance, time for which instances can be used, etc. In the event of any inconsistency between the subscription confirmation and the subscription plan, the subscription confirmation shall take precedence. Subscription term means the period of time during which the subscriber is entitled to use the product. Subscriber's responsibilities, Part 2. A. Subscriber agrees to register on the JetBrains site for use of the product. Subscriber shall provide JetBrains with a verifiable legal name to identify the subscriber, a valid email address, and other information required by the registration form on the JetBrains site. 2. Obtain an internet connection, any equipment necessary for connection to the internet, and any third-party software necessary for using the product, including but not limited to browser software that supports a data security protocol compatible with the protocol used by JetBrains. And I use the product. I use the product in compliance with the documentation within the limitations specified in the subscription confirmation. If the subscription parameters as outlined in the subscription confirmation obtained by subscriber do not meet subscriber's needs, subscriber may adjust the subscription parameters set forth in Section 4 and Section 6 of this agreement. The new subscription parameters shall become effective immediately upon confirmation from JetBrains. B. Subscriber may not modify, alter, tamper with, repair, copy, or otherwise create derivative works of the product except to the extent the software or any of its parts are provided to subscriber under a separate license that expressly permits the creation of derivative works. Reverse engineer, disassemble, or decompile the product or apply any other process or procedure to derive the source code of the product. Use the product in a way intended to avoid incurring fees or exceeding the limitations outlined in the subscription confirmation limits unless this is confirmed by JetBrains and paid for by the subscriber. IV. Use the product to store, transmit infringing, libelous, or otherwise unlawful or tortious material, or to store or transmit material in violation of third-party privacy or copyrights, or otherwise act in contravention of Section 8. V. Use or permit, enable, or facilitate the use of the product to engage in cryptocurrency mining or in any manner intended to avoid incurring fees and applicable taxes or to circumvent product-specific usage limits or quotas or for high-risk activities, for example, where the product's use of failure may be reasonably expected to lead to death, personal injury, environmental damage to the creation, manufacture, or operation of nuclear facilities, air traffic control systems, life support systems, or weaponry. VI. Attempt to gain unauthorized to the product or any hosting service, or VII. Provide access to the product or the right to use the product to a third party other than has been permitted expressly by JetBrains, howsoever notified. C. Subscriber should be responsible for subscriber's compliance with this agreement. The legality of your subscriber data and the means by which you are required, including compliance with any applicable licenses, and immediately removing from the product any subscriber data which violates this agreement or any license or other third-party rights if you become aware of any such subscriber data. Compliance with applicable laws and government regulations. IV. The configuration and use of the product. V. The confidentiality and use of any subscriber data and of passwords and usernames used by a subscriber as well as those of any other subscribers when sharing the product. VI. Subscriber data backup. And VII. The management of use of resources made available to any other subscribers when sharing the product. If access to the product is shared with a third party in accordance with Section 2B VII, subscriber understands that such party may have limited options to interacting with the product unless it accepts this agreement and becomes a subscriber. 3. JetBrains rights and responsibilities. A. If subscriber is subscribed to use the product on the JetBrains site, JetBrains will provide subscriber with the details required to use the product. B. JetBrains shall provide the subscriber. JetBrains shall provide the subscription to subscriber during the subscription term specified in the subscription confirmation to the extent permitted by the limitations outlined in the subscription confirmation obtained by subscriber. C. For hosted versions of the product, JetBrains will use commercially feasible efforts to make the product available to subscriber 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, except for planned downtime, regular product downtime, and any unavailability caused by a force major event. JetBrains reserves the right for downtime of the product at any time for maintenance and upgrade purposes, with or without further notice to subscriber. D. JetBrains reserves the right to delete any subscriber data on the hosting system which exceeds subscriber's data storage limit. JetBrains shall, where practicable, notify subscriber before deleting such hosted subscriber data in accordance with this section 3D. 4. Subscriptions for using product. The subscription term for using the product in accordance with the obtained subscription shall be 1 month, or such other periods provided the subscription confirmation. The subscription term shall commence on the subscription start date specified in the subscription confirmation. The subscription shall automatically extend at the end of the subscription term for consecutive 1 month periods, or such other periods as provided in the subscription confirmation until the agreement is terminated. Wait, what is the agreement again? So it basically automatically renews. Okay. Free trial. JetBrains currently does not offer a free trial of the hosted versions of the product. Subscribers may use a community subscription plan instead. For the on-premises versions of the product, A, subject to the terms of this agreement, subscribers are granted a one-time right to install and use the product for evaluation purposes without charge for a period of 30 days from the date of the product installation of the evaluation period. Subscribers' use of the product during the evaluation period shall be limited to the internal evaluation of the product for the sole purpose of determining whether the product meets subscribers' requirements and whether subscriber desires to continue using the product. B. Subscriber may withdraw from using the product at subscriber's sole discretion any time before expiration of the evaluation period. Upon expiration of the evaluation period, subscriber's right to continue to use the product will terminate unless subscriber purchases a subscription to the product. The product contains a feature that will automatically disable the product upon the expiration of the evaluation period. Fees and payments. Fees for using the product are specified in the relevant JetBrains site webpage unless agreed otherwise between the parties in writing. JetBrains will charge subscriber for using the product on the basis of the following. I. The subscription term duration. II. Resources used by subscriber or another subscriber with whom the subscriber has shared his or her resources. III. Subscriber's data storage limit. And IV. The terms and conditions of purchase published on the JetBrains site. https://www.jetbrains.com/store/terms. B. Subscriber will be charged at the start of each month the subscription term for the fees according to their subscription plan. C. Should subscriber wish to order additional resources offered within the product, JetBrains will inform subscriber of the price of such resources, which will be charged to subscriber upon order confirmation at the end of the applicable month of the subscription term. D. All amounts payable to JetBrains will be paid by subscriber without set off or counterclaim and without any deduction or withholding. The prices are presented as net. Any levies, duties, and/or taxes imposed by subscriber's jurisdiction, including but not limited to value-added tax, sales tax, and withholding tax, shall be borne solely by subscriber. Subscriber may not deduct any amounts from fees payable to JetBrains unless otherwise specified by JetBrains. JetBrains may charge subscriber interest at a rate of 1.5% per month or the highest rate permitted by law if less on all late payments. The date of VAT supply is the date when the invoice was issued. To ensure the uninterrupted availability of the product, subscriber shall pay the applicable product subscription fee for the due date specified by JetBrains. If subscriber does not pay the applicable subscription fee by the due date, JetBrains will have the right to, for hosted versions of the product, downgrade the subscription to a community subscription plan until the outstanding fees are paid, suspend or terminate access to the product and any updates, patches, or bug fixes in accordance with sections 12 and 13 of this agreement, and/or initiate the collection of fees from subscriber through available legal means. G. Subscriber will reimburse JetBrains for any additional costs incurred by JetBrains to collect any late payment for subscribers' use of the product and resulting from subscribers' breach of this section 6. H. Subscriber acknowledges that subscriber may incur additional fees in the amount described on the JetBrains site or within the product itself if subscriber has depleted the resources allocated to subscriber under the respective subscription and their ongoing computations within the product. Let me read that last sentence one more time. Subscriber acknowledges that subscriber may incur additional fees in the amount described on the JetBrains site within the product itself if subscribers depleted the resources allocated to the subscriber under the respective subscription and their ongoing computations within the product. Ownership. JetBrains retains ownership of all proprietary rights to the product and to all related trade names, trademarks, and service marks. Subscribers' rights acquired in relation to the product are limited to those necessary to enable a subscriber to effectively use the product. All other rights remain reserved to JetBrains. JetBrains does not acquire any rights to subscriber data transmitted, collected, or created by you via the product. You retain ownership of all proprietary rights to subscriber data, provided that you have such rights to subscriber data. If you're uploading anything not created by yourself or which you do not have full rights to, you agree that you are responsible for any subscriber data you upload. You will only submit subscriber data that you have the right to upload, and you will fully comply with any third-party licenses relating to subscriber data that you upload. You grant JetBrains a royalty-free, worldwide, irrevocable, sub-licensable, transferable, perpetual license to use and incorporate into the product any suggestions, enhancement requests, recommendations, or other feedback provided by subscriber with respect to the product. You hereby confirm warrant that you have all the rights necessary to publish subscriber data and make it publicly accessible via the product, and to grant JetBrains licenses under Section 7E and 7F. When you choose to publish any subscriber data through the product, you grant to JetBrains a royalty-free, non-exclusive, worldwide license to display and make available such subscriber data to the public through the product. This license does not grant JetBrains the right to sell, distribute, or otherwise use subscriber data outside of the product. In addition, when publishing and sharing subscriber data through the product, you grant to anyone accessing such subscriber data either a non-exclusive, worldwide, perpetual, irrevocable, sub-licensable, and transferable license to view and use such subscriber data, or a custom license allow anyone to view such subscriber data free of charge without any additional obligations. That's a minimum requirement. You can also choose any open source license as long as it is compatible with the minimum requirement. Subscriber data. You agree that you will not, under any circumstances, uphold, post, host, or transmit through the product any content that is unlawful or promotes unlawful activities, is libelous, defamatory, or fraudulent, is discriminatory or abusive towards any individual or group, is or contains sexually obscene content, gratuitously depicts or glorifies violence, including violent images, contains or installs active malware exploits, or uses our platform for exploit delivery, such as part of a command and control system, infringes on any proprietary right of any party, including patent, trademark, trade secret, copyright, right of publicity, or other rights. You upload subscriber data through the product. You are solely responsible for the content of and for any harm resulting from any subscriber data that you post, upload, link to, or otherwise make available through the product, regardless of the form of that subscriber data. JetBrains accepts no responsibility or liability for any public display or misuse of your subscriber data. JetBrains reserves the right to refuse or remove any subscriber data on a hosted system at JetBrains' sole discretion. Indemnification. Subscriber will defend, indemnify, and hold harmless JetBrains, its affiliates, and each of their respective employees, officers, directors, and representatives from and against any claims, damages, losses, liabilities, costs, and expenses, including reasonable attorney's fees, arising out of or relating to any third-party claim concerning subscribers' use of the product, including any activities in use by subscribers, employees, personnel, or another subscriber with whom subscriber shared access to the product, any breach of this agreement or violation of applicable law by subscriber data, or the combination of subscriber data with other applications, content, or processes, including any claim involving the alleged infringement or misappropriation of third-party rights by subscriber data, or by the use, development, design, production, advertising, or marketing of subscriber data, or a dispute between subscriber and any other user of the product with whom subscriber has shared access to the product. B. JetBrains will promptly notify subscriber of any claim subject to the previous section above, but JetBrains' failure to promptly notify subscriber will only affect subscriber's obligations to the extent that JetBrains' failure prejudices subscriber's ability to defend the claim. At subscriber's cost, subscriber may use counsel of subscriber's own choosing, subject to JetBrains' written consent, to defend against any claim, and settle the claim the subscriber deems appropriate, provided that subscriber obtains prior written consent from JetBrains before entering into any settlement. JetBrains may also assume control of the defense and settlement of the claim at any time. Disclaimer: this product is provided as is. JetBrains makes no representations or warranties of any kind, whether express, implied, statutory, or otherwise, regarding the product, including any warranty that the product will be uninterrupted, error-free, or free of harmful components, or that any component, including subscriber data, will be secure or are not otherwise lost or damaged, except to the extent prohibited by law. JetBrains disclaims all warranties, including any implied warranties of merchantability, satisfactory quality, fitness for a particular purpose, or non-infringement, and any warranties arising out of any course of dealing or usage of trade. Limitations of liability. JetBrains will not be liable to subscriber for any direct, indirect, incidental, special, consequential, consequential or exemplary damages, including damages for loss of profits, goodwill, or data, even if JetBrains has been advised of the possibility of such damages. Further, JetBrains are not responsible for any compensation, reimbursement, or damages arising in connection with subscribers' inability to use the product, including as a result of any termination or suspension of this agreement, or subscribers use the product. JetBrains discontinuation of the provision of the product. Any unanticipated or unscheduled downtime of all or a portion of the product for any reason, including as a result of power outage, system failures, other interruptions that cause the procurement of a substitute product, any investments, expenditures, or commitments by subscriber in connection with this agreement, or subscribers' use of or access to the product, or any unauthorized use, any unauthorized access to, alteration of. Okay, I gotta pause on. All right, continuing the reading. The cost of procurement of a substitute product, any investments, expenditures, or commitments by subscriber in connection with this agreement, or a subscriber's use of or access to the product, or any unauthorized access to, alteration of, or deletion, destruction, damage, loss, or failure to store any subscriber data. In all events, JetBrains' aggregate liability under this agreement will be limited to the amount the subscriber actually paid to JetBrains under this agreement for the product gave rise to the claim during the 3 months preceding the claim. This limitation will apply even if JetBrains has been advised of the possibility of liability exceeding such amount and notwithstanding any failure of the essential purpose of any limiting remedy. JetBrains will not be liable for any delay or failure to perform any obligation of this agreement where the delay or failure results from any force majeure event. Temporary suspension. JetBrains may suspend subscriber's right to use the product or any portion of the product immediately upon notice to subscriber if JetBrains determines that subscribers' use of the product may adversely impact or poses a security or legal risk to JetBrains, the product, the hosting system, or any third party. Subscriber does not comply with payment obligations under Section 6 of this agreement. Subscriber cease to operate in the ordinary course of business, is made an assignment for the benefit of creditors or similar disposition of subscribers' assets, or has become the subject of any bankruptcy or reorganization, liquidation, dissolution, or similar proceeding. Subscribers use this subscription in a manner contrary to its obligations under this agreement. Term and termination. This agreement takes effect when you click an I accept or similar button or checkbox presented with these terms and shall continue until terminated as provided herein. Either party may terminate this agreement for cause. Upon 30 days written notice, the other party of a material breach of such breach remains uncured at the expiration of such period, or if the other party becomes the subject of a petition of bankruptcy or any other proceedings relating to insolvency, receivership, liquidation, or an assignment for the benefit of creditors. Subscriber can terminate this agreement at any point in time for any reason. In no event will JetBrains provide a refund for any unused part of a subscription or unused resources which are still available to subscriber upon the termination of this agreement, unless such termination is issued by subscriber due to an uncured material breach by JetBrains in accordance with Section 13b. I. If subscriber has no active subscriptions, this agreement is terminated automatically. Termination of the agreement automatically terminates all of subscribers' subscriptions. Termination of this agreement does not have any impact on the rights and obligations which have accrued to JetBrains and or subscriber prior to its termination, including any obligation of subscriber to pay fees under this agreement. Upon termination of this agreement for cause by subscriber, JetBrains shall refund to subscriber any prepaid fees covering that part of the subscription term remaining after the agreement termination date. Upon any termination for cause by JetBrains, subscriber shall pay any unpaid fees covering the remainder of the subscription term after the agreement termination date. JetBrains may terminate this agreement immediately upon notice of subscriber if JetBrains decides to cease providing the product due to any business, economic, legal, or regulatory reason, or subscriber has violated the terms of this agreement and has not cured such a violation within 3 days of receiving a notice of such a violation from JetBrains. F. JetBrains restore your hosted subscriber data and make it available to you for export after the date the agreement is terminated. JetBrains reserves the right to delete hosted subscriber data following the expiration of the subscription term. Following such time period, JetBrains will have no obligation to store or make available to subscriber any of the hosted subscriber data, and unless legally prohibited, will have the right to remove such hosted subscriber data from any hosting system. JetBrains will notify subscriber of the planned deletion of hosted subscriber data in advance. JetBrains will exercise commercially reasonable efforts to keep a backup of the deleted hosted subscriber data for 1 month from deletion unless subscriber instructs JetBrains to delete the hosted subscriber data and the backup of hosted subscriber data. After this time, it will no longer be possible to restore the deleted hosted subscriber data. Subscriber can request manual deletion of hosted subscriber data currently stored with JetBrains by submitting the relevant request form on the JetBrains site. JetBrains will use commercially reasonable efforts to keep an automatic backup of the hosted subscriber data deleted in this manner for 1 month after deletion. Unless subscriber instructs JetBrains to delete the backup of the hosted subscriber data along with the hosted subscriber data. Notices. JetBrains may provide any notice to subscriber under this agreement by posting a notice on the JetBrains site, displaying a notice to a subscriber through the product, or sending a message to the subscriber's email address. Notices that JetBrains provides by posting on the JetBrains site or by posting for a display within the product will be effective upon posting. Notices JetBrains provides by email will be effective when JetBrains sends the email message. It is subscribers' responsibility to keep subscribers' email address used with JetBrains current. To provide JetBrains with any notice under this agreement, subscribers shall contact JetBrains by email at sales@jetbrains.com or by personal delivery, overnight courier, or registered or certified mail to JetBrains addresses specified in this agreement. JetBrains may update the address or email for notices at JetBrains by posting a notice on the JetBrains site. For notices sent pursuant to the Section 14B, notices provided by personal delivery will be effective immediately. Notices provided by overnight courier will be effective 1 business day after they are sent. Notices provided by registered or certified mail will be effective 3 business days after they are sent. Notices provided by email will be effective on the next business day after they are sent. Personal data. In connection with your use of the product, JetBrains and our associated companies may process personal data of you as a subscriber, including but not necessarily limited to your contact and identification details, data about your usage of the product, and information about your subscription for the following purposes: to provide you with software, services, or information, to protect JetBrains from piracy and unlawful use of JetBrains software or services, to improve JetBrains offerings based on usage, for JetBrains internal evidence, and to protect the rights and interests of JetBrains and other users, to promote and market JetBrains software and services, to fulfill legal duties stipulated by accounting, taxation, and other laws. You may object to the processing of your personal data for the purposes AII through 50. You may object to the processing of your personal data for the purposes 15A II through 15AV at any time. More detailed information on personal data processing for the above-mentioned purposes and about your rights can be found in the privacy policy. For the above purposes, JetBrains may collect, among other things, your IP address, JetBrains account username, your JetBrains account password, first name, last name, email address, and subscriber information. When using Datalore, you need to provide JetBrains with personal data information such as the information mentioned in Section 15B. The processing of any personal data we collect from you is governed by our privacy policy by the JetBrains website. Terms available at https://www.jetbrains.com/company/use-terms.html by the terms of purchase available at https://www.jetbrains.com/store/terms by this agreement and by any other agreement you may have entered into with JetBrains which specifically addresses the processing of personal data. The product may send JetBrains certain information which will not contain any personal data, such as information on which features are used, dates and times, frequency of use and length of sessions, and other interactions with product features. These data will be associated with unique identifiers that are assigned to each subscriber. JetBrains will combine these data with other data in our user database, such as subscription fees, in order to improve the product based on our usage. JetBrains will create indicators using aggregate data in order to improve the product. And these indicators will not include information that specifically identifies subscribers. In addition, the product may check for subscription validation by using your personal details. The product may also use subscription information to inform you of availability of applicable updates. If you opt into anonymous data collection through the product may electronically send anonymous information to JetBrains related to your usage of product features, which is additional to that described in Section 15D. This information may include, but is not limited to, frameworks, file templates being used in the IDEs, actions invoked, and other interactions with product features. This information will contain neither source code nor your personal data, nor information on your JetBrains account or subscription. JetBrains is not responsible for any processing of personal data accidentally sent to JetBrains by a subscriber. You shall keep your personal data updated, and if any inconsistencies arise, report such inconsistencies to JetBrains. Subscriber agrees to be identified as a customer of JetBrains and agrees that JetBrains may refer to subscriber by name, trade name, and trademark if applicable. We may briefly describe subscriber's business in JetBrains marketing materials on the JetBrains site in public or legal documents. Subscriber hereby grants JetBrains a worldwide non-exclusive royalty-free license to use subscriber's name and any subscriber's trade names and trademarks solely pursuant to this marketing section. Closing provisions. This agreement is governed by the laws of the Czech Republic. All disputes arising under the present agreement and/or connection with it shall be brought to and decided by any relevant competent common court in the Czech Republic. The parties agree that the United Nations Convention on Contracts for the International Sale of Goods does not apply to this agreement. JetBrains may modify this agreement any time by posting the revised version of the agreement on the JetBrains site. The modified terms will become effective upon posting the revised version of the agreement on the Jetbrains site. By continuing to use the product after the effective date of any modification of this agreement, the subscriber agrees to be bound by the modified terms. It is subscriber's responsibility to check the Jetbrains site regularly for modifications to this agreement. The parties are independent contractors. This agreement does not create a partnership, franchise, joint venture, agency, or fiduciary or employment relationship between the parties. Section 6, 9, 10, 11, 13C, 13D, 16A shall survive any termination or expiration of this agreement. There are no third-party beneficiaries to this agreement. If any provision of this agreement is held by a court of competent jurisdiction to be contrary to law, the provision shall be modified by the court and interpreted so as best to accomplish the objectives of the original provision to the fullest extent permitted by law, and the remaining provisions of this agreement shall remain in effect. Children and minors, if you are under 18 years old, then by entering into this agreement, you explicitly say that you have the legal capacity to conclude this agreement or that you have valid consent from a parent or legal guardian to do so. And two, you understand that Jetbrains privacy policy available at https://www.jetbrains.com/company/privacy.html. You may not enter this agreement if you are under 13 years old. If you do not understand the section, do not understand Jetbrains privacy policy, or do not know whether you have the legal capacity to accept these terms, please ask your parent or legal guardian for help. For exceptions or modifications of this agreement, please contact Jetbrains at address email legal@jetbrains.com. I allow, wait. Okay.